The streets of Jericho buzzed with energy that morning. Merchants shouted prices, children darted between stalls, and travelers pressed through the narrow roads. Yet all of Jericho seemed to have one focus. Jesus was passing through. Among the crowd was a man many whispered about, Zacchaeus. He was wealthy, his robe lined with the colors of prosperity. But his name carried weight not of respect but of suspicion. As chief tax collector, Zacchaeus was seen as one who had taken much and given little. Many despised him, yet none could deny his influence. But inside him burned a longing he could not shake. Wealth filled his home, yet left a void in his heart. And on this day that longing drove him to see Jesus for himself. The problem? He was short in stature, the crowd towering like walls before him. He tried to press through, but elbows blocked his way. He stretched his neck, but no glimpse came. Then like a spark, an idea lit his eyes. He ran ahead, heart racing, until he spotted it, a sturdy sycamore tree rooted by the roadside. With the determination of a child, Zacchaeus climbed, his fine robe snagging on rough bark until he perched above the crowd, waiting. Then came the moment. The dust stirred, the voices hushed, and Jesus appeared. He walked with purpose, yet with a calm presence that stilled the noise around him. Zacchaeus leaned forward, eyes wide, when suddenly, Jesus stopped. The crowd held its breath. Jesus lifted his gaze, and for the first time, Zacchaeus' eyes met his. There was no scorn, no condemnation, only piercing love. Zacchaeus, Jesus called, his voice both gentle and commanding. Come down immediately. I must stay at your house today. Shock rippled through the crowd. Why him, they murmured. A tax collector? But Zacchaeus did not linger on their whispers. His heart leapt as he hurried down, his feet barely touching the ground. With trembling joy, he welcomed Jesus into his home, and something shifted. The walls of greed that once held his heart crumbled in that encounter. Standing before Jesus, Zacchaeus declared with a voice steady yet full of conviction, Look, Lord, here and now I give half of my possessions to the poor, and if I have cheated anybody out of anything, I will pay back 4 times the amount. It was no small vow. His riches no longer owned him. His heart had found a greater treasure. Today salvation has come to this house because this man too is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost. From that day, Zacchaeus' name no longer carried shame but testimony. The man who once climbed a tree to see Jesus now stood tall in grace, his life a beacon of what happens when love meets a willing heart. Zacchaeus' story reminds us, you are never too far, too flawed, or too overlooked for Jesus to notice you. One encounter with him can turn a taker into a giver, a seeker into a witness. Jesus still stops, still calls your name, and still transforms lives today.